Everyone, Brad Logan here alongside Jared Redding of Rebs247.com, Inside the Rebels, an affiliate of 247 Sports. Jared, a score that I don't know that we've ever seen covering Ole Miss, 22-19. It was kind of a back and forth affair, a lot of big plays, but turnovers proved to be the key for Ole Miss today, taking care of those Kentucky turnovers.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a scoregami in Ole Miss's book. I think that's a task for Kyle Campbell, a tough one to get him, but it's one of those where you looked at the defensive line at the beginning of the season. You said, these guys may play 10, 11 guys per game. And it kind of seemed, down the stretches, it was only fitting for them to kind of get a job done. Of course, it was the defense as a whole, but, down the stretch, you knew that Ole Miss had to win the line of scrimmage, whether it be the offensive side of the ball or the defensive side of the ball. And I feel like I feel like they just kind of got it done whenever they got the chance to. Of course, Will Levis, had a really clutch drive going all the way up until that point. And you knew Ole Miss, this was going to be a tough opponent for Ole Miss coming in. Of course, Kentucky getting it done, or Ole Miss getting it done down the stretch.
And a lot of that was because of this crowd today. Lane Kiffin talked about it. Jackson Dart talked about it. Jared Ivey talked about it. It was a great crowd today, and this Ole Miss fans base responded.
Yeah, it was kind of the talking point, the negative talking points you talk about this Ole Miss football team. Yes, they were 4-0. Yes, they were top 15. But at the same time, after the second half, you would look in, it would be like almost like the Grove Bowl, like we've seen in the spring games. But to see this place kind of striped out, red and blue all around. Kentucky brought a massive, massive crowd. Very impressed with that. But at the same time, Ole Miss was loud. And Kiffin said it at the end of this presser. Who knows if it was just the crowd who forced that false start. One of those last few drives. But obviously, I think a crowd that we haven't heard since Texas A&M last year, which Vanderbilt or Texas A&M during that time too. Yeah. But yeah, because College Game Day was in town. It was another big win for Ole Miss, and big win this one. And Ole Miss is 5-0 for the first time since 2014.
A big win today, and Jared, before we get out of here, it was the defense that created the turnover late in the game. Kentucky came in giving up 17 sacks already in the short season, and all of a sudden, it was the Ole Miss defensive line that got the pressure, that got the game today. Yeah,
we were talking to Jared Ivey, who was the last player that we talked to in the presser, and I asked him, what was it like when you saw Randall Joyner? Obviously, he was excited that he made the play. The crowd was excited. Fans were excited. And when he got to see Randall Joyner, he hugged his neck. They told each other they love each other, and just talking about, them kind of going a long way with each other. Of course, Jared Ivey taking a leap of faith to come here. Some guys on the defensive line took a leap of faith to come here. Jared Ivey was not the only transfer, but a lot of guys on the defensive line, they knew that was going to be a big, important part of this defense. And it's like I said earlier, it kind of seemed like it was only fitting that was the part that kind of got it done at the end. And of course, it's defense as a whole.
Rebels win today 22-19. For Jared Redding, I'm Brad Logan. Be sure to log on to Rebs247.com for all of the up-to-date information about the game today. And the game next week is the Rebels face Vanderbilt at 3 o'clock. We'll have all the coverage for you at Rebs247.com.